Welcome back, Pythonians. Before we delve into CSV and JSON files, we're gonna learn about dictionaries, another data structure or collection similar to lists. But here we don't store just items, like fruits, apples, bananas, pears. Here we store things in key value pairs. So in our real world, the best example would be a phone book. We have unique phone numbers that represent a person. Um, so because phone numbers are unique, and that is the basic premise of a dictionary. So let's pretend we're creating a phone book, and the syntax is we have these curly braces. It will remind you of JSON that we saw in the example. We have a key and we have a value. So there are key value pairs. So let's say I have some phone number here. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is John Doe. And then we would have something else. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, and this is Jane Doe. So we have something that is unique. We could, I think, in Python also use integers. No, I don't think we can use integers. Okay, good. That's another language then. Or maybe we need a different type. Let's just verify number frequencies, perhaps. Then we'll do it. And then, yes, here we can. So we cannot have them in we can't have mixed types. The key type needs to be one particular one. So it's either a string or it can be a number. And as you see by the name of this dictionary example, maybe I had 5, say you're creating for dice rolls. Dice roll frequencies. See how you did like 50 and you want to know how often one happens, how often, then maybe this 7 times and 3, 9. This is a way of using that. And we can have 5 challenges, well, then 6, maybe 2. Or if this was to check how many doubles there were 1, it's up to you what you're checking. So this is one example. We can also store whatever we want in the value side. It can be a string, boolean, float number, whatever. It's up to us. But let's go back to our phone book example. We can remove that comma. It's not necessary, but we're not going to add anything more. We have 2 items. Before, I think, before Python 3.7, when we would print a dictionary, let's just say print here, phone book. You can finally remove the pass. Then let's run this. We see we're always getting an order now. It's always the John Doe first, Jane Doe, based on this order of what we declared. This one and then this one. Before, I think Python 3.7, what dictionaries were not ordered by default. We would get different. Sometimes we would get Jane Doe first. Sometimes we would get John Doe. I mean, this key. But now they're ordered. So that's an important concept to understand. Before, we would have to use a special type. I think it was called ordered dict. Because this type, if we put our mouse over it, is dict, and there was an ordered dict, I think. But we don't need to use that anymore, since this is now built in. And as we said, unique keys. So if I would try to add this, maybe I did phone book. It's similar to how we saw how we could change something in a list before. So we even get help here from, we just already knows the keys. But here, maybe I'll the floppy, and then we can just print phone book after, and we see what happens, and we see we have replaced that. So we can only have unique keys. If this didn't exist, for example, what would happen? We would just add it. It's kind of similar to appending, but remember, order matters here, so this would have come second. And we can easily remove, delete, and all of these. Let's see. What more? So we can change, we can delete, we can add. We don't have any, we don't allow any duplicates because of the unique keys. We can, similar to list, get the length of a phone book by just doing this. We can just print here, see what happens. We get number 2. We can iterate through them, similar to how we did with list in for loops. But then instead of saying for item in whatever our collection was, phone book, we are instead going to say, you can start with just basically key value. But now I maybe want a more descriptive name. So the key always first. So I would say phone number and let's say full name in phone book, and then I could print. And I can use string interpolation with f strings and say phone number belongs to full name. And then I could comment these out because we don't care about them right now. And then we can run it again. It says too many values. All right, and here we see there's one thing that is different. After phone book dot items, and now it will work. Then we get it. But say there are cases where you just want the phone numbers. You could get all those phone numbers or iterate through them as well, just the phone numbers. But let's say I wanted all the phone numbers. So I would say phone numbers. Let's say phone book dot keys, because that's where they are all stored. And we see what we get back, dict keys. And then we could iterate through that as well. So I could have just passed this in there. But then I wouldn't have access to those, so I would have to rewrite it. So let's do it an example just so we have it there. So we just want phone number, keys, and then here we could just say, just print the phone number. We have access to that variable. And then we can also do one for values. Maybe we just want all the names for some reason. Full name. So we have to specify values. Okay, copy that in there, be very lazy. And I can just run this again. And we see the first one, we're actually going through the items. Then we get the pairs, the key and value together, the keys, we get only the phone numbers, values, we get the full names. And we will see these kind of use cases when we're working with pandas. We just want one thing of many things. We don't want all of it. We maybe want to manipulate and that. So that's kind of how looping. We can also remove very easily. There are two ways to do it. We can use the delete keyword to remove a specific item or delete the entire dictionary. But that we will have to be very careful with. But then there's also the pop item. If you ever worked with lists, we remove the last inserted. But that was very difficult. Let's begin with the most simple one. So let's say we want to remove a specific key. So let me comment out this, for example. And we say we want to remove Jane Doe's. So when we want to remove something, we remove it by the key, not the value. So in my phone book, we will pop, and I pass in the number for Jane Doe, and then I want to print phone book and see that really it's gone. And we see it's gone. We want to have Captain Fluffy. And then there's this pop item, phone book pop item. We don't use it that often, but what it does is removes what was last inserted. So Fluffy was the last, and now that it's ordered, it's not randomed anymore. Then we see Fluffy's gone. And then we can also do another example of the pop there, where we use the delete keyword. So we do delete phone book, do this square brackets, we pass in Jane Doe's number, we print, and we see it's gone. And then I also told you we could delete the entire phone book, and this would delete the dictionary. So trying to access it after that will cause an error. So let's try it. Unbound local error, because it's gone. So that's dictionaries, pretty easy stuff. We will be able to use it for CSV and JSON files, and that will be now more easier to understand now that we understand this collection type now. It's very easy, it's very simple, and it's based on JSON objects like this. Until next time.